live right now, actually.
Is he? Oh, I didn't know. I wouldn't even interrupt him like that.
No.
He'll probably come on. What up? What up? What up? What up? You are not dreaming.
I know the chat. I know the show, man.
This don't.
Christ.
Like it was so. I was just on live. I was watching us, and it's so crazy how I can go to any. Like, so I was just on any show. And it's so crazy how I can go mute this. I can go to any live stream. And we're having the same conversation.
Yeah, it's deja vu, man.
It showed you. I asked you about Dak. You was like, bro, the inconsistency.
Yeah.
What's up,
Man,
Tori?
that feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? That show. Oh, what's up, Tori?
He said, "Florida must be bored." I was.
Yeah, man.
I was.
What's up, Charlie?
What's up? Listen, y'all. I promise y'all, this show is only an hour.
Oh, Christ. I can't do another 5-hour show, man. I'm going to tell you right now. That show yesterday made my head hurt all kinds of different ways, man. That dude was I don't know, you guys in the comments know I was losing my shit yesterday. But go back and rewatch the show and just listen to me. You can hear me. I'm fucking fuming. He was making my head spin, man. The stuff that he said.
Yeah, your text message was tripping me out. You like, man, get this.
No, I just found him to be. He was disrespectful to everyone on the show, man. And I just, it was one. It's one thing to have a conversation and debate, but then you're yelling constantly, interrupt. Like you can't interrupt you.
Yeah,
it's your channel, and he was constantly. Yeah, so
telling us like, hey, let the other person talk. So how you go outside and you gonna come and do it?
Yeah, you can't do that, man. But then on top of that, his takes on Dak, stupid as me being polite to him with the takes that he gave yesterday. I couldn't stand it. We were going in circles for like 3 hours on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking about, man? So
Troy got to Savage when he said that.
Who got to Savage?
Troy Aikman comment.
Oh, is that right?
The Troy Aikman comment, like when he said Troy, like, how would you even try to compare Troy and Dak?
Well, no, I just think for me, everything that he said yesterday with Dak made zero sense. Like nothing he said made sense. It was so because he was just going back and forth in circles, man. It was like on one hand, his Troy Aikman comment was ridiculous. So in other words, you give Staubach's better because he won rings, but Aikman's better because of stats. What the fuck does that make? That makes no sense. What the fuck? And that too, Aikman has more rings. If anything, that should be more of him. But I don't know, man. That dude was. He was making my. I don't think I've ever been that mad on the show before, and I was laughing at it this morning.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to tell you like chill out because you was hitting him with the.
Oh, I was mad, man.
He was like, "Oh mother, let me talk." I've shut my mouth. I wanted to say. He said, "Chill, man."
No, man, because like, I think it was a cute. You know me. I'm never like that. I don't. I'm a calm guy, man. A very very calm guy. But I just was. He was just grating on my nerves at the point where I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm a fucking jump in his ass about this. Because he at a point I was just like, it was just annoying me at a point. And I was like, you know what, screw this guy.
Oh man, it's great. Uncensored, my dog.
What's up, Uncensored, man? How you doing, man? No, yeah, man. I just
they go down that hill. They are gonna down that hill.
Absolutely, they're gonna die on that hill.
Even when he's gone, they're gonna say it was Jerry's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want? Dak had more talent than Romo.
Yeah. And then for him to say that Romo did not have a good team, Dak has not had a good team.
They forget about that 07 Dallas team.
Yeah, I just, man.
Enjoy yourself, brother. Enjoy yourself. We just don't.
Yourself, man. Uncensored, man. This is only going to be a 1 hour show, man.
No, that's
I just messing with you, man.
It's kind of like a recap of last night because last night's show was so insane.
It was crazy. Yeah,
When he blamed that game on Randy Gregory, I was like, oh, it was already over. The game was over.
Now you saw me the moment that he brought up, because in his first comment to me was he was like, "I'll give you the Packers game." I wanted to say so bad, no, I'm going to give it to you, because I knew what he was going to say, and because then he brought up the 49er game. I'm like, dude, he had picks in the game. What's the debate there? You saw me immediately. I was like this, and then immediately I just jumped forward. I'm like, okay, let's talk.
Yo, do you see how he switched it?
Oh man,
he said, "I said, what about that pick six? Like, man, that dude jumped the route, man. That's his job."
Yeah, man.
That job to know when to throw that ball and when not to throw that. I was like, oh my God.
And he tried to debate, man. Like he started by saying he'll give me the Packers game, and then debated me 2 hours later saying that he played well in the Packer game.
He did.
Yeah, he did say that. He said that. Yeah, man. That shit was crazy.
I almost blew a gasket.
I will almost.
I almost blew a gasket when he said that.
No, I was crazy.
I hate that when they compared this dude to Super Bowl winner. He went to a whole nother game. He got away from the Cowboys completely. He brought up a whole nother game. It was what game he brought up? I forgot what
he brought up the Super Bowl. Because he kept bringing up Hurts. He constantly was bringing up Jalen Hurts. So he just would not stop talking about Jalen Hurts.
You ever know debate these dudes? They can't stay on one guy. They can't stay on our report.
Yeah. But when we was bringing facts, he got quiet for a minute and then immediately went back to the same talking point in a different way. So I was like, okay.
When you hit him with facts, he'd be like, "Man, get out of here, man."
Yeah, he tried to, because the facts that we bring, we're just speaking facts about the game, right? You know me enough by now. Any fact I say about what happens in the playoff game, I know is a fact. So
fired him up then. When he said Troy was Dak,
man.
Savage chewed him up. I love when they try to think that they the only old school guy on the channel. I love when they.
But also, I'll be honest, one of the main reasons why I lost my shit on him was because usually with people like that, because I'm a 27-year-old, people try and come at me some type of way, and I didn't want to have that. So I was like, it was sad, man. I schooled him on a thing on the 90s, and he's a cat from the 70s. So I just did not. I was like, okay.
I don't even. Because when they come to talking football, ain't nobody been on this channel that has schooled you yet. Like, they can't even ring up the top of see, they speak from passion and not what really happened.
Yeah.
Dak fans speak for what they want him to be.
Yeah. He kept saying if. The whole show he was saying if.
They argue for what he could have been. That's not what happened. They argue for what Dak could have been.
Yeah.
And they always get me like frustrated. I'd be like, what are you talking? Man, if Dak did this, if Jerry would have did this, if Dak would have had that.
See, I can have debates, man, if it's logical, if it's reasonable, if we're having a discussion. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? If you have a legitimate thing about Dak that you think, I disagree, but I mean, hey, I can have that discussion if it's civil. This dude was just going in fucking circles, man. We had to repeat at least 4 or 5 times amongst all of us that we critique every player on this team. But then he would constantly say, "Oh, you're only bringing up Dak. You're only bringing up Dak." I'm like, are you fucking? I swear I wanted to ask if he was stupid because he just wouldn't listen, man. Like, I'm like, I repeated that like 5 times. So did you. And we were like, come on, man.
Just 30, 40 minutes before that, Uncensored had said that when people say Dak is trash, they're being ingenuous.
Yeah.
He just said
it's not the first show that Uncensored has said that.
None of us said. We all say it.
We all say it. Multiple times we've said it.
Yeah, that beeping noise. It was.
Oh, good Lord. That beeping noise was.
For Savage to have them batteries.
Yeah, every time he would just constantly bring up the batteries. It was funny.
Really has become IQ test, bro. No, seriously. And
it has, man.
To respond and not to understand. He is. It's like relationships. It's like a relationship. People stay because
what's up, Sean? What's up, Porter?
People stay because of what they see the relationship could be and not what it actually is. They always say, stop arguing, we'll be okay. If we can stop doing this, we'll be fine. But we're not. what we're doing is not agreeing on things. And that's why people stay in relationships longer than they should, because they stay for what they want it to be and not what it actually is. People stay around with Dak because of what they think he could be and what they want him to be versus what he really is.
What he really is.
Really is a middle of the pack quarterback that can win you some good games, get you a few highlights, but can't beat teams in the playoffs.
Nope. That's just, it is what it is, man. And people got to wake up and realize that. See, it drives me crazy, man, when people, like even yesterday, man, this dude was acting like the first thing he says on the show is we're hating on Dak. That's the first thing he said right on the show. And it makes no sense how, for us as Cowboy fans, we hate him. I'll never understand for the life of me how these motherfuckers think that we hate him when we're just calling the truth of the matter. You know what I mean?
Don't even know him to hate him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I have no reason to hate him or like him. I don't fucking know the dude. I just, and his God, man, I can't get over the shit that he's.
Oh, number one.
What's up, Nate Dog?
Oh.
I'm back. I had an echo. I can't.
That echo when you don't have the direct link.
Nate Dog, he got it. He sent it to me. He sent me a picture of it too. So yeah, he has a Nate Dog. Yeah.
Yo, last night was brutal.
It was horrible. It was a crazy show, man. I mean, I had fun.
Well, he said
definitely.
He was like, I thought Sam was about to blow a gas.
I felt like I was back in grammar school getting yelled at. All this dude did was yell.
That was it.
I knew he was the same guy from Sports Junkie, because when I went on Sports Junkie's channel for the first time ever, he jumped right on and he started attacking me with the same Dak shit. And listen, everyone has favorite players.
Yeah.
Yo, when you can say like Dak Prescott and Troy Aikman, you have mental problems, man.
Yeah.
Forget about Troy Aikman. Look at the three quarterbacks that Troy Aikman beat in the NFC Championship games just to get to the Super Bowl. Steve Young twice, and then Brett Favre in '95. Do you honestly think Dak could ever beat a Young?
You want me to go down the list of quarterbacks who's beaten him?
Last night, but he was talking so.
I was
letting him rock out, even though I was letting him get his stuff off, but I wanted Savage to fry him so bad.
Yo, dude. Yo, man. Fifth was being
the fire alarm, bro. Like that's why I ran and got the batteries, man.
That shit was hilarious, man.
After like the 10 times. Well, first I went to the Aluminum Hat, then I went to the Scott Steiner. I was ready to drop a Michigan Scott Steiner, but then like I did it. I wanted to stay. But then, like after the 10th beep, I'm like, yo, give me your address. I'll send you the batteries, bro. Like I just lost it, man.
You know when he completely lost me was when he said Dak wasn't injury prone. That's when he completely lost me.
He said that.
He said if I don't remember verbatim what he said, but I think Corner said, "Hey man, he's been hurt," and even I said, "Hey, he's been hurt for the last 5 seasons." That's a fact. You can't dispute that.
I ran the reason I didn't think he would be successful and one on. Come on, man. Dak ain't injury prone. Y'all got to stop that, man.
Yeah.
Extra bullshit on top. He was going.
And I mean, I think it's the same thing with him, with all of the Dak fans, man. I just think, like Viv said, they look at Dak, I want him to be here.
Yes.
And he's here from a playing standpoint, but I also think it ties into who he is as a person. They want the player to match the person, and I continually say that because
they argue for what he could be and what they want him to be.
Yeah,
that's what they argue for versus what he really is, and that's the problem. Like I was saying, the only team that got the same quarterback since 2016. That is so ridiculous.
That's insane, man.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this dude said out of his mouth that Dak's not the highest paid player in the league, as if that's not a known fact.
3 hours in, Nate Dogg, this is when he told on himself right there.
That's what it was. 3 hours. Like he was talking for 3 hours, and then finally it came out.
Not the team now, not the team to win a championship. Dak.
But then he's saying that he has been a fan since the 70s. I don't want to.
He was talking out his ass from the get-go. He was sitting in his kitchen on his table.
It wasn't even that, man. He at a point he was laying on his bed, I think, because he was flat.
Then he was in the kitchen, like leaning on the cabinet, on the countertop.
That's where he when he attacked me on Sports Junkies channel, he was same thing in the kitchen on the counter, and like his mom or grandmother was yelling at him for being too loud.
Why do you have to lie, man? Like,
yeah,
I don't get that. You're coming on to a show.
He wasn't at a hotel. He was not.
No way you're at a hotel.
Yeah, today he's a doctor in Alaska. Like he went from like 4 different things. He went from Ohio to then what? The oil
West
field
Virginia.
in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And he went from being in a Marriott, then like, that's a big deal, man. Just be
like I mean, like I just don't think he had to lie. That was, but for me, it was a cumulative thing that really annoyed me. You guys know me. I'm a very calm person. I don't snap my shit. I don't snap people's shit up at all, ever. But he was grating on my nerves for one, just because he would constantly interrupt. He was yelling from fucking start to finish.
Yeah.
His arguments were moronic. And then on top of that, the fire alarm, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I can't.
Oh, that blew my mind, bro. That, like, how do you not hear that? How do you sleep at night with that? I would be like,
it would be driving me crazy.
Working nights. I mean, I stare at the walls. I have bad insomnia, but that's like torture.
Yeah.
How does that not bother you? Like, how do you not? And like, listen, like I said, it's okay to like certain players. We all have our certain best players, but all of our certain best players have done something.
Yeah.
For this organization.
Yeah.
What has Dak done? And like,
he didn't have an answer for that. Me and Fifth asked him because he was like, because when he said, I think on set, he asked, hey, you don't think Dak can win on the 90s? And we all were in unison saying no. And then he said, that's bullshit. Me and Fifth immediately asked him, so what has he done? Please explain. And he immediately flipped and to jump to his own thing. So I was like, okay, man.
But look, Aguilar, we can't skip over the fact that we had a top 5, top 6 defense for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, well, who are we gonna get?
That shit annoys the shit out of me, man.
No, my answer is, what does it matter who we get? We haven't won jack shit in 30 years.
Yeah. And
it's not like we have a stacked team and we're just kicking them off. It's not a situation like that.
But it was annoying me too, because when in that he was saying who are we gonna get, and then he tried to be technical and he tried to be a smart ass on some things, because he said something like, because remember the fucking debate that he said that Dax played for 10 years, but it was technically 8.
That's like,
I was like, what? I'm like, what is that?
That's why I brought up the job analogy. If you get hurt once, your job not gonna tell you use your vacation because you mix. Like, no, you're hired by them.
Yo, man, I wanted to jump in and ask about that so much.
His check didn't stop.
Yeah,
that's like saying the NFL team who won the Super Bowl during the strike year.
That is ridiculous, man. Like, when he said that, I wanted to jump in his ass so much.
That's really grasping at straws.
That's so stupid. I don't get that. It's
ridiculous. They always come on when we only talk about him. They never come on the show when we're talking about everything else.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with that. This is simply defensive side of our team. But we had Pro Bowlers don't mean elite.
Oh, Christ. Now we have another one.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying right there.
This is simply a deep. I don't know. But no, man, that dude was annoying.
And then, like, he's like, Philadelphia, best offensive line.
Dude, he
best
would not
defensive line in the league. Who do you want to draft? Wide receiver. Like,
hey, when you got it right then, he was like, but.
Yeah. He constantly was bringing up Jalen Hurts.
He did the same shit to me on Sports Junkie.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
He's like, Philadelphia's defense. You guys know, I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. Dallas ain't in. I don't care. He goes, that defense destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs. I go, okay, who do you want Dallas to draft? He's like, Austin. Back the last time he attacked me, he goes, Austin Gentry.
Yeah.
So he went from running back to wide receiver. And I'm like laughing. I'm like, bro, you don't make sense.
Yes, Charlene. That right there was one of the things that, you know, that I don't like and I don't allow. I will mute you I would tell you 2-3 times to stop, or I would get you out of here. And I had to keep telling him.
That was what was pissing me off, Charlie. That was one of the main things.
That's the only reason he got a pass, because he was new.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a guest. You got to be nice, bro.
You got to be nice. It wouldn't be acceptable if we did it, let alone someone else never on the show.
Yo, he did the exact same thing the last time, and I asked him the same questions, and like, listen, man, we've seen the way Philly built their defensive line, but yet.
How many Super Bowl teams have had elite defense? We got to stop this. We can't. It don't work like that.
What did you say? We haven't had an elite defense since the 90s. All our defenses.
See, it's again another excuse for Dak, man. Another excuse for Dak.
All right.
With these guys.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When Brady, and I know it's Brady, but when Brady was winning his Super Bowls in New England, their defense wasn't that great. And honestly, their stats were probably a little overinflated, because the AFC East has been horrendous the last 30 years.
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, New England did, but yet people say, oh, well, Tom Brady only got that because he played in the AFC East. But how about when he went to the playoffs? You know what I'm trying to say? Knocking them down.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How you doing, Chris? What's up, man?
I'm doing good.
This is Chris. Sorry, I apologize.
It transferred in the 49ers game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I get what he's saying. He's not defending Dak. He's just making a. I see what he's saying.
But also the playoffs. How many times have and like I said, I honestly do hate talking about Dak. But
I do too.
Dak can't even win a regular season big game.
No,
he can't.
No, absolutely not.
Bro, listen, bro. I get what you're saying, but it did transfer when we played the 49ers.
In 22 it transferred.
They stuck to their gun and they held the 49ers to 19 points. At that point, when you're off
what'd you title this as tonight's show? What'd you title
Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys are bottom tier as of right now, is the title.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, there are small windows. Every defense isn't elite every year. So in that window, that's when you were supposed to do what you do. Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. That defense showed out when they won that Super Bowl. That next year they went 9-8 or 8-9, something like that.
8-9, yeah.
Every year you don't. Y'all.
But here's another thing. I don't want to cut you off, man. But we got to stop acting like even the previous year, 2021, the playoff game again, because we played the 49ers twice. We got to remember that. We held them 23 points the previous year. That's enough for an offense to score. And we had 7 points up until 5 minutes of the game.
How many times do elite defenses win a Super Bowl that they stay there and not go somewhere else and get paid?
It's very, very rare. Yeah.
Very, very rare.
Get paid.
Yeah, it's free agency. You get poached. You know? And let's be honest, two of the greatest, people say the two greatest defenses ever, the 85 Bears and the 2001 Ravens, they were one and done.
One and done.
It's not like they put together a 3-4 year dynasty.
How long it took for them to get that last Super Bowl? What year was that?
2012, I believe. I may be wrong.
2012.
It's the 49ers when Kaepernick was playing.
Like
49.
That was it.
Yeah.
So they keep talking about every year. We had our window. They are very small unless you have a superior generational guy under the center. And that's Brady and probably Pat Mahomes. And neither one of those went multiple years with top 1, top 2 defenses. They are just as good and they make other players better.
I mean, they're different classes of quarterbacks, man. Dak is not just flatly not that quarterback. That just is what it is.
Do you remember when he said Dak is more mobile than Mahomes? I'm like, yeah. He's also faster than Michael Vick. Also.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Are we watching the same? He said that. I swear to God.
Yeah, no, he did. I remember that. Yeah.
I'm like, are we watching the same football, or like, is it different? Like,
put Dak on that '90s Dallas team, he won multiple Super Bowls.
Yep. And he said,
"How do you can't even put Dak in the same book as Troy Aikman? Come on,
not even
the
same library. It's not even the same library.
Yo, Chris, you missed it last night, man.
Oh no, yeah, you should go back and watch
Fitz, actually, I was watching part of that live stream. Like after you booted me out by accident, I saw that. What was it? A new guy that was just ranting about like that could have had this, that could have had that.
Yeah, essentially. That took
I
up
literally,
the show for
I
4
was
hours.
literally watching that like right before y'all had the stream today. I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, he was.
Man,
And man, I've never been so mad on a show on Fifth Show ever before. I was
I felt so bad for you, Sean and Fifth, man. How do you
man.
tolerate this type of patience with these people? How do you do it?
Because we've been doing this for a while.
We've been doing this for a while, man.
They always say something smart in the comments, and we tell them to cam up, and they get on here, and we see why they say what they say. They are uneducated. They are dackers, and they want to come over here and rant and rave about that one person. And his lack of education last night showed why the last person that typed we were corny in the chat came up and screamed and did the same thing on Corner Show. When they say something, chat, you can bet when they come up, it's just gonna be a lot of blah blah blah. Every time, it never fails.
The only thing, he was the most obnoxious of the people that I've been around. But usually with these guys, it's just, well, at least in my time being on the show, it's very, very rarely do they actually have the cojones to actually cam up. But whenever they do, and whenever they join the show, their arguments are idiotic. Like, we were literally for 4 hours just going in circles, and he was he's either stupid or he's refusing to see our argument. It's one or the other.
Or retarded.
This how you know.
I'm sorry.
This how you
I'm sorry.
for Dak, because they will literally minimize every other player that contributed to those teams.
That's what pisses me off, man.
Dak. He minimized Pollard. He minimized Zeke. He minimized Lamb. He minimized the defense. They will literally put everybody at the bottom to say this is why we didn't succeed.
Yep.
You tell me Zeke and Zeke and Pollard didn't have a good year? And
Each had 1,000 yards.
Pollard was number 7. He was top 10 running back that year. He told me, did they rank? Yeah, he was top 10.
Both of them had 1,000 yards each.
No, go ahead.
Me? Oh, and I find it ironic that the people that want to talk on your show saying like, oh, like Dak is the mess and all that, and minimize like everybody else and criticizing when it's actually him. Yeah, that's doing the most. So that's what I find ironic.
It's just, they root for one play. They act like they're Cowboy fans. They're not, man.
Bro, listen, bro, listen. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to name me the quarterbacks on all 3 of those teams.
Oh, on these teams.
Peyton Manning.
Broncos, Seahawks, and Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson, and Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, but since he says Broncos are elite, to ask, and he's going to look at his computer, besides DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, who else on their defense was elite?
They had Wolf.
Wolf, I was about to say. I mean, their
defense and Akeem. That's it.
That was it.
Okay, but
no, that season, that defense was great, but it's Peyton Manning's last year in the league.
And they won a Super Bowl, and Peyton Manning threw 17
picks and 9 touchdowns. Yeah, Peyton Manning was off. He was so bad they benched him for fucking what was his name? They benched him for somebody. I forget the
tall guy.
Yeah, the tall guy with the curly hair. I don't remember his name. But middle of the season.
Listen, like I said, I've learned you just can't. You can't argue with that.
You can't argue with that. That's the thing. I have no patience for idiots and idiots who annoy me. Fuck it.
The Seahawks was good. The defense was good, but also beast mode was.
Beast mode was beast mode.
Oh yeah, Marshawn. Woo.
Brock Osweiler. That was his name.
Osweiler. That's the name. Yes.
Yeah, Brock. Yeah, I was saying Brock, but I was saying another Brock. I forget. But yeah, that's him.
But the cat last night, he took it to another level,
man.
Listen, that's like, come on, man. That's like saying, Deuce Vaughn was better than Emmitt Smith or Tony Dorsett. Like,
oh my God.
Talking Troy. Come on, man. Come on. Does anyone really think Dak Prescott could beat Steve Young twice?
Please.
Hell no.
In NFC Championship games? And I said, forget about the Super Bowl. He wouldn't even have gotten there. Back then, I don't want to talk about it.
When we first brought the Detroit thing, Savage, like, he didn't know what to do with his hand. He was like, yo, it was so I'm going to go find that one moment. It was so funny. Like,
it was like, I think 2 hours in the show.
Yeah. and he was like, when he said that, yo, listen, bro, listen. How was it? What was it? Accountability when we went 12-5?
3 straight seasons.
The top three in turnovers. We had cornerbacks breaking records.
Yeah.
Talking about it, just happy it was going on. But now that it's over, hindsight of 2020, you can say these things. We had enough.
We absolutely
had enough.
Yeah. It's not like we bashed this guy from day one. Of course not.
Come on, man.
I mean, like, look, we've absolutely had enough. We had 2 cornerbacks in Bland and Diggs break the interception record in 2 of the 12-5 seasons, and we're gonna sit there and say that we didn't have something like.
Bland broke a harder record. Bland broke a pick 6 record.
Yeah, he had I think 5 pick 6s. I think 6.
Harder right than just an interception record.
Yeah.
So you got cornerbacks breaking records.
Yeah.
We were sack galore back then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody, the whole defense, they was getting them.
Yeah. Micah was playing really well then, and I mean,
Micah, Oza, Chauncey, DeMarcus Lawrence, you name them.
All them played well. Yeah.
That's blasphemous to slander Troy's name.
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame.
A first ballot. Yo, I have a. When he went into the Hall of Fame, he went in the Hall of Fame, I believe, in 05 or 07, I think it was. I think it might have been 05.
Yeah.
05. And I got a full-size Troy Aikman Steiner. You're going to say I'm not a Dallas fan? I got to off to swear. Roy Williams, so much memorabilia, man. I just stopped. First of all, like, you get older.
They were down other talent to try to make a point.
Yeah.
They were down other talent to try to make. Come on, man.
Yeah, yesterday that dude was breaking up. When I just couldn't stand it.
Okay, Diggs got burnt by Kittle, but what did your like? All right, man. I'm not having another day.
Diggs, but I can't that one. That's just one play. Yeah. We held him to 19 points. That's not enough.
To be honest with you, like one of the reasons I'm a college guy and I have a draft channel, and actually I just dropped Sleeper 27, NCAA record 77 touchdowns. Division III kid, but I dropped him in December. But I did his video and I put him on my sleeper list tonight. And he has his own YouTube channel, so I slid the actual video in there. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is one of the reasons I did a draft channel is, but
the DAC things,
I cannot I want to come on here and put the content out.
Hey, we might have got more out of J-Ron Kirsch than the Vikings did. J-Ron Kirsch actually played good for us.
For the most part,
Good safety too.
Yeah. It's just sad to think how much of talent is wasted, man.
Oh man. People can say what they want about that defense. They can say what they want, but we was flying high.
Oh no,
he was bashing Tyron, bashing Frederick, bashing Zach Martin, bashing Leary. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know how long Dak played with Leary. Lyle Collins.
He was just his rookie
gift. Then he's like, did Lyle Collins mess up his hip? I was like, yeah, that was like the 2021. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how many years was he just running over people, Lyle Collins? Like
Ron O'Leary with Dak was his rookie season because that was still Romo's team, right? So his second season he didn't have Ron O'Leary, which was the main reason he struggled.
And then what blew my mind was the year we beat Tampa in the playoffs, we originally lost to them the first game of the season. And he's like, oh, but Dak had more yards than
it's what Uncensored is saying below,
what
man.
What the fuck does that mean? Yo, I've seen
did it help him win? No, it didn't.
Games. There was a Thanksgiving game at Dallas against the Vikings years ago.
I remember.
Troy Aikman threw for 500 yards, and we lost. Anytime your quarterback is throwing for 400 to 500 yards, you're losing.
Yeah.
You're losing that game. So, like, I've seen Aikman throw for 400, 500 yards, and we lost.
Yeah.
They say Dak was coming back like the starters went on the bench in that Green Bay game. They put a playoff game.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's why I'm saying, man, his arguments are just you can't debate a idiot. Like you can't debate idiots, man, especially idiots who annoy you.
Listen,
he was going in circles, man.
Charlene, I love when they say that because they don't know Savage and Champ be on here, and I love when they try to bring up they've been a fan since the 70s. I just smile like, okay.
That's another thing. I could expect that from like a young kid, but don't tell me you've been rocking with the team since the 70s and then you're like talking shit about them. You know, like.
But here's the crazy thing. He's saying he's watching from the 70s, and I know more football than him from the 90s and the 80s and shit.
And then he just was yelling. Like,
dude, that's what annoyed me, man. He was constantly yelling, and I'm like, if you don't shut up, we're gonna have a problem. Like, I wanted to say that.
This is why Uncensored say stats are for losers.
Yep. Absolutely.
He was a big stat guy.
1,000 yards. Because a Super Bowl champion didn't throw 3,000 yards. So what? What's the most touchdown Aikman threw in the 90s? 25?
I think 25, yeah.
25 or
26.
Like 26, 27, something like that.
Well, you know, when you have a great offensive line, you don't need to. But also, back then, it was a running league.
It was a different league.
It was running and defense.
That's what blew my mind when he was saying that Dak was better than Aikman, and he immediately went to stats. And my first argument to him yesterday was like, you're just going to sit there and tell me it's the same league where I can throw for 400 in a game in today's league. And it's not the same league, man. Like, you're going to sit there and tell me that? Come on.
Yo, back then, dudes would take 3 steps and destroy the quarterback and not get a flag.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks of today, I'm sorry, a lot of the quarterbacks of today could not have played in the 90s.
It's a different league altogether.
Let alone in the 70s either.
Even the wide receivers and running backs, a lot couldn't.
That getting hurt, and these defensive tackles now is 305, 300. And them big old boys back in the day would have killed Dak, man.
They folded him like a chair.
Hey, Uncensored. Travis Kelce said this. Travis Kelce, he don't care about stats and stuff. He said he don't care.
Well, Super Bowl
and Kelce,
that's just what it is, right?
Yeah, and also didn't Kelce said like he'd rather be underpaid than winning Super Bowls versus being stat padding?
Yeah, of course. Because there's a thing, there's a mentality to winning a championship.
And that's what winner speaking. That's why he speaks like that, because he's a winner. And I don't even like them brothers. I don't like neither one of them.
Yeah, I hate both of them brothers.
I'm not a fan of either of them. But I mean, hey, they're champions. So.
Especially the one that play. They jerks, both of them.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like, they're pumped. The NFL is pumping them because they want 5 million more white girls watching the NFL for the Swift.
Yeah, with Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And his ex-girlfriend was fucking 10 times. Swifty looks like a
wait, who was
dog shit with eyeballs. His ex-girlfriend
was
fine as hell, bro.
Okay.
She was fine.
Bro, she could have got it in a heartbeat.
Hey, but look, Nate Dogg,
Swifty?
He bigged up AJ Brown over Lamb last night just to make his point.
I remember this. Because he was trying to say like we didn't have talent, and it was annoying because he constantly kept bringing up Jalen Hurts, and I was like, dude, shut up about Jalen fucking Hurts, for Christ's sake. I'm like, enough. I can't stand it.
Dak would have been knocked out cold if he played what Aikman did.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legit.
But honestly, a lot of quarterbacks in today's game would be.
Guys were taking 3 steps and planting people. And no flags.
That's very true.
No, even like the linebackers, DTs, safeties.
Yeah.
Playing Davin, you got to look up. He was a wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. Darren Woodson laid him out, and he's laying on his back with his hands. His hands were just up.
Yeah.
Straight out, knocked out, concussion. A lot of defensive superstars he could not even play in today's game. They would get fined, and I'm sorry, I loved Vontaze Burfict. I loved him in college. Really? He was a sleeper.
He was talented, but he's dirty. He's dirty. I don't like dirty players, man.
If you're going to mentally, but he played dirty. He played away.
Okay, but how about if he was in the 80s? Would he
or the 70s?
But he wasn't playing in the 80s.
I know that, but
I know what you mean. But I'm just saying you got to keep in mind you can't.
I know, he took it to a next level a little bit, but if he was playing in the 70s, 80s,
he probably didn't, Charlie.
He'd be okay.
He was born.
He 20 years. Montez was born. He was either an undrafted free agent, because he was a psychopath in college. I'm like, yo, you always need a psychopath on your team. I'm sorry. You
I don't know
always do.
Yeah, I agree.
But Binks, I don't know if he is a monster.
I don't know if he's a monster. He's a good player, but I mean, he's not a monster.
He,
I mean,
he's dangerous when he's open.
No, I mean, he's a talented player, but not a monster.
Talking wide receiver, the word monster,
That's a short list.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a talented player, but it's not.
Hey, dog, I ran this off of him last night. He didn't care.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care because that didn't feed into the Dak narrative for him.
It didn't fit his narrative.
We brought up everything to him about the 2022 season. He didn't care.
And look, you know me, I can bring up stats in playoff games off the top of my head. And I did it, and he was immediately just he couldn't dispute our facts, so he went to feelings, and then he was just arguing in circles, man. So I was like, okay. Like, he was just pissing me off with the shit that he was saying, man.
Bro, we talk about he won the Heisman, and come on, bro, that's college. He was at Alabama.
Yeah,
okay. In the NFL, he's not a monster. He said monster at receiver number 2. Right, he's not a monster.
But you know what the crazy part is? The majority of high school.
Watch your mouth. Wait a minute. I'm a Gator. Don't do that. My
favorite. Were you a Tim Tebow fan, man?
Oh yeah. Oh man, what?
In college, yeah.
Yo, do you believe that they say? I'm asking you. Do you think Aaron Hernandez clipped someone in college? Because they say he did.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
I think they said it in his documentary too.
They did.
Well, the Pouncey brothers were like really, really good friends with him.
Yeah, them brothers.
Yeah,
they had it, and they went to Florida. They both went to Florida, right?
We had a 2007.
Yeah, but no, the Pouncey brothers both went, right?
Yeah,
one was a guard. Okay. They were like really, really close friends with him. This was on the Pivot podcast. I don't know if you ever watched that. It's a great episode.
Yeah,
so they were like really close, great friends with him. They paid for the autopsy for him. They said he had a super, super thin skull.
I saw a picture of it. It was oh man.
And his brain was looked like mush. It looked like an alien.
It looked fine.
Really? You saw the pictures?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the pictures of it. It looked disturbing.
Bro, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I don't plan on seeing it.
That's why I say it's amazing. Some people, CTE, it affects them. Others it don't. It all affects how big your noggin is and the thickness of your skull.
Yeah.
It's like Junior Seau.
Our 07.
Yeah, that's sad, man. He shot himself in the heart to preserve his brain.
I like him, man. I like to say out, man.
And he never got a ring, right? That he lost when he went.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He was nasty, man. The USC. Yeah. Man.
It's crazy how a linebacker can play for 20 years and still be consistent.
Yeah, it's like no, it is. It's okay. Look, he just rest in peace. Look at George Foreman. He passed away.
Yeah,
look at the size of his head. And let me tell you, I got a big ass head. Yo, George Foreman's head, and look, even in his older age, George Foreman never had slurred speech or nothing.
Yeah.
Yet you get other boxers early in their career, they got slurred speech. You know, everyone is different.
Ali got Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. Oh, that was very sad. What happened to him, bro? And he never had a prime. They screwed with him, trying to take his title away when he wouldn't go to Vietnam and fight. And they stripped him. I'm sorry. To me, he's the best heavyweight.
They didn't like the fact that he became a Muslim and changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like none of that because people think that's his real name is Cassius Clay.
It's Muhammad Ali. He changed it.
Yeah,
let me tell you something. Know who has, for not a big guy, he's maybe but I saw him much later in life. What's the other guy? The short guy. He fought with Ali. He fought with George Foreman. Joe Frazier.
I know you.
Let me tell you something. Joe Frazier's hands are the size of this paper.
Is that right?
I swear to God. I never seen a guy that's 5'10", 5'11", with the biggest hands in the world. I'm like, God damn. And you notice, you see boxers, they got giant hands.
That was
yesterday, Nate, when Corner went down that draft list. It was depressing.
It's pretty.
No, the best was when OG got him. Even that was the best part.
No, I loved it because I think we all knew OG was going to bring up Lance, and we were waiting on it. I think we were waiting on it.
He cooked him without even bringing up Trey Lance.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he goes. No, the song. What is the song? Sitting on the
Sitting on the Bay, Otis Redding.
Yeah, he goes watching the tide go out or something like that. He goes.
That's what we doing. Yo, he cooked him real quick. I loved the chat. Even loved it, that man. OG came in with a haymaker real quick. He was on Larry Holmes. No, I like the Larry Holmes.
No, it was funny because people in the chat immediately clocked that I was getting really pissed yesterday. Everyone knew I was getting mad. That's the thing about me. You could tell very, very quickly if I'm not. If I'm pissed.
What I love about it is we so primed at this that we just let them come on here and scream, and we just be like,
we know what's up, man. We know what's happening.
You know they're gonna scream.
You know, they'll shoot themselves in the foot. That's just what it is, right?
Yeah, he came in screaming.
It's just it was just the way that he delivered, the way that even if you like that, I wouldn't mind it.
Calling you names in the chat for your opinion, you pretty much know how it's about.
You know how it's gonna go.
If he
calls us corny and then all of a sudden says, "I respect you," man, please.
On the 2017. Well, like I say, they're an entertainment organization that just happens to play football.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Joneses don't care. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Like I said, the only single thing Jerry's ever done is hire Jimmy. Besides that, in my life, he's never done an effing thing.
We literally sat the day Dak got signed, we was all live.
You were live. I remember that.
Yeah.
We literally said it right then, why he did it, what it was for, and I guarantee you, we were the only channel that was live that was saying the reasons. We was the only one.
I'm sure.
Dude.
Yeah, Charlene, I was. I mean, you could hear it in my voice. If you go back and watch the show, Charlene, you can hear me. Like when I get mad, I get like, "Oh fuck him."
He walked in the stadium different that day. He had a different walk.
Man, he had all
like Nicky Bonds.
And
I said that. I said it from game one. I'm like, yo, he's
walking. He had the pep in his step and shit. Yeah.
Tell you a story about Nicky Bonds. Nicky Bonds knew Guy Fisher owned the Apollo at the time. Nicky Bonds had a guy put a lot of bombs in the Apollo. He was about to blow it up till he found out his sister was in there. He told him go take the bombs out.
Wow.
Guy Fisher, who just got out of prison like 4 years ago, he owned the Apollo at the time. Nicky Bonds had it laced with bombs. He found out his sister was in there, and they didn't blow it up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dude was on Time Magazine, a drug dealer, man. Was on
That's crazy.
What's the New York magazine? What's the New York one?
The New York Times.
New York Times.
Front cover, a drug dealer.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nicky Bonds.
American Gangster is a very good movie, man.
It is a good movie. It is a very good movie. Yeah.
Blue Magic. Yo, it's me, Boogaloo.
American Gangster is for
Frank
sure.
Frank Lucas was a snitch too.
Yeah, he ratted. He put a lot. I mean, but once they get to that level and you're facing draconian 300-year sentences, you're gonna talk, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it was such a shock back in the day when the people from the mob started snitching and stuff like that.
Oh, it was bad. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, every mob movie I've ever seen.
Although my guy, when they first started telling, I bet it was like not heard of, man. Because they kept a lot of the OGs they kept their mouth closed though, but
yeah.
Let me tell you something. The cartels in Mexico, they won't even deal with the mob. They won't even deal with the Italian mob.
Wow.
Because they're like, yo, you guys fuck everything up, and all you do is rat on each other.
Yeah.
Plus, that's a fact. They do all too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. That a man was moving to go. Of course.
Of course. Constantly was moving it.
Goal pole.
That was the worst. Like I said, only reason I let him rock because he was new. If one for that, I would have booted him.
No, you were very, very nice to him.
Because we was cooking him too bad.
You were really.
He didn't know he wanted to lay down and stand up.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't know he got. Yeah.
He didn't know he wanted to lay. 1 minute he was laying down, then he was standing up. How you in a hotel, but it's like you laying over a kitchen countertop.
And then he didn't.
I was like, where was he at?
He was in his home. I think he was in his home.
He didn't even remember going at it with me. I'm like, bro, you don't remember? And then he's like, I
don't know, Junkie. Who was that?
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, I think I know what happened with him.
What happened?
I think I know what happened. He was sleeping in the delusional. That's what happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was trying to be funny.
With a smoke
No,
detector
definitely.
beeping in the Marriott?
No,
Stop.
that doesn't happen, man. But
Oh,
fucking
that
it's
was
common
bothering
sense.
me, man. Big time, man.
That
Yeah.
dog is hard, man. But I I'm doing real good. I probably said like 3 curse words this year.
Oh
Maybe.
no, yeah. He stopped cursing, whereas me, I was like, "Fuck this motherfucker, man."
I said, give me your address. I'll mail you the fucking batteries right now, man.
No, man.
Yeah.
I you
Oh,
know,
I remember the old fifth quarter. I remember that.
killing me.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was good. It was like that's like I mean, I'm not a big basketball guy, but that's like just comparing a regular guy in the basketball and saying, "Oh, he's better than Michael Jordan" or something
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
First Hall of Famer.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer. Like
He
my
was
era
trying
of
to shit
basketball
on
was
like with his argument for shitting on Aikman was saying that he had a talented team, as if to say Dak hasn't had a talented team. But it's no comparison, man. When
and
a
then
guy
I had
had,
Staubach. You
yeah,
know?
no, but that's the thing. His arguments didn't make sense. He's like, "Oh, I take Staubach because of Super Bowl rings." Meanwhile, Aikman has more rings. So it's idiotic, man.
When Savage brought up Star, he was like, well,
Yeah.
that's my
And then
low.
he's like, "Okay, but I give him the figures of rings." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you."
How about the fact Staubach was a 27-year-old rookie?
Yeah, you
He
mentioned
served 5 years in
Hey,
Vietnam.
In the army.
they said Star like a god in Texas, boy.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Oh,
they
yeah.
say like he could have ran for president after
Yeah.
he played for the Cowboys. That's how popular he was, man.
Yeah.
And
No,
like
yeah, I mean, and
all his teammates, like Hollywood Henderson,
Yeah.
every one of his single teammates loved him. Every single one of them. Charlie Waters' son, he had like a 17-year-old son who passed away in his sleep.
Oh,
yeah.
Staubach had a really huge real estate company in Dallas. Gave him like $100,000 job. He goes, "There's your office. You don't even have to come to work."
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Hollywood Henderson even said, "Yo, he saved my life 1,000,000 times." Everyone who played with him loved him. When Michael Irvin, when he was getting locked up, who was in the courtroom with Michael Irvin? There was only one cowboy in the courtroom with Michael Irvin, and it was Troy Aikman. And that's Michael Irvin saying that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And come
Well,
on.
no, Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin's chemistry I mean, they were. You know, it's just
I said,
crazy.
to him, you're going to compare Irvin to Lamb? Come on, man. I mean,
No.
come on.
But here's the thing: it's always the same thing with these Dak motherfuckers, man. They'll praise a player only if it helps their argument with Dak. But then they'll immediately jump to when it comes to Dak's bad play, they'll be like, "But that same player played bad," and I'm like, so they it's never consistent, right? Because it's the same thing. Like they'll bring up the fact that Lamb broke Irvin's record, and then he said, "Oh, Lamb dropped balls and shit in the Packer game." Like a fucking idiot, he was saying that, and I was
And then,
like,
Eshawn, you smoked him on the second interception that, like, in
"Yeah,
against Green Bay, that was that like the 10-yard line.
yeah."
So that was basically like fucking giving another 7.
No,
You know
dude,
I was like basically spotting him 14
he's
points.
back. Look who's in the comment section, man.
It's you know what it is? I just hate it when like
oh my!
He's back. He's back.
Oh.
Look at the comment section.
Oh, great.
Golly, man.
No, sir, Mr. Marriott.
We're not doing this again, man.
Mr. Marriott. Oh God.
And nobody's putting words in your mouth. We have the show as a live.
You said everything. Hey, look, we got playback on here.
We got playback, man. If you want, and
nothing up.
And you can't debate. You know I know my shit on these things. You can't debate me on this one. You're not.
What's up, Chris?
I didn't get a chance to answer that question with Micah Parsons two live streams ago. Remember, like, about his contract?
What you ask him?
What was the question?
No, I mean, how did I feel about the Micah Parsons contract of $40 million?
Yeah, what's your take on?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to answer that. So, my take is that you see, I'm a huge fan of Micah Parsons, and I like the way he sacks, but I don't think you should pay him like $40 million a year. because like although he gets the sacks, he doesn't get the tackles for loss. Plus, he's not a game changer in the playoffs, and also his character is questionable too, especially when it comes to going to podcasts when we lose, because he always makes excuses. So why would I pay? Like, I know he's a talent, I get that, but the problem is that like you don't just look at a guy like on the field with football. I have to excuse me, like I have to see somebody with good character, not be on the podcast like every single day, like making excuses and all that. That's what makes me mad about Micah Parsons. I'm a fan of his. But to answer your question earlier, like I would say no, I would say around 20 million, 25. And I actually put his stats, like what his stats would be, like if he got that type of money that was paid. I think I put in like to answer like Cowboys champs. I put in the chat like 2 live streams ago, I think. Like I said, like 18 and a half sacks and 20 to 25 tackles for loss.
Okay.
But I'm telling you right now, man, he's going to be paid between 40 to 45 million.
Yeah.
Because there's literally a quote that of him because first of all, if even if I were in his positions, I wouldn't take anything less than 40 to 45 million if I was him too. but but even beyond that, man, there's no way that he's going to be. If they just paid Osa $20 million, they're
Yeah.
not like a 25 million.
No,
They're gonna-
honestly,
30
No
seconds and 5 minutes. Yep. Cowboys chance said that uncensored.
Yes, right.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Yo, I didn't know Junkie came on my channel in 2023.
Last year, yeah, he did one or two times. He did.
No, I said 2023, not 2024.
I think maybe once I think it was Corner Show.
No, he on my channel. I'm looking at him on my channel in
2020. Okay, maybe he did. I think it was maybe one or two. Yeah.
I don't even remember Junkie from that long ago.
Yeah, I think it wasn't as regular, I guess, or as much as he is now, at least.
Yeah, it's New England Patriots in 2023.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
It was versus New England Patriots in 2023 as a halftime.
Oh, is that right? Oh, is that right? Okay.
I don't even remember Junkie from that back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Playmaker.
30 sacks.
I think he was just. I think he was just blowing a number out. I don't know.
I tell you another big Dacker, man. I don't know if y'all know him. Cowboys Abroad.
Yes, I remember him.
Who?
No,
Cowboys Abroad is one another.
I've only been on one show with Abroad, but I've seen him a lot in the comments and media's comment section a lot.
Boy, Champ said 30 sacks, boy. God.
30 sacks.
I think he was just blowing a number out of his ass, man, because he doesn't believe that he's getting 30 sacks.
They say in 77, Harvey Martin had 27 because sacks didn't become an official stat until like the mid 80s.
But
like 1982.
I mean,
yeah,
even if you count him, that's one player, and who didn't even get to 30, let alone
how good you got to be to make the NFL start putting emphasis on tackles. That's how good LT was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, y'all don't even bring a straight hand up. Straight hands thing makes me sick. But then TJ Watt like tied it, but
yeah.
Just there's a video out there of Mark Gastineau confronting Brett Favre at like some autograph show. He's like, I want my record back. And like Brett's like, he definitely laid down, man, for straight hand. Definitely, man.
Oh yeah, in that one game, he definitely did. He did that for straight. That's a fact. He did.
I used to love watching Eric Williams just lay a beating on Michael Strahan. He would there was one play he legit like power. He choke slammed him. He grabbed him under the throat. It's on YouTube too. And just threw him down. And Nate Newton must have been hurt or something because Nate Newton was in civvies on the sideline. And they're laughing their asses off on the sidelines, man, just talking about it. He power bombed them. I used to love it. I used to love watching Eric Williams and Larry Allen lay a beating on Strahan.
Yeah.
Yeah, those good times of football, man. Yo, Ishan, could you pull up the schedule real quick?
Yeah, let me do that. I know generally. I know we play the Chiefs, the Packers. Let me pull up the schedule.
I know. I think we play the AFC West. I think.
No, we have a schedule. Thank you, please. We have a tough schedule next year, man. So of course we got the NFC teams, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Commanders. But outside of that, we play at home. We got the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and Cardinals. So that's at home. And then we go away. We got the Bears, Broncos, Lions, Raiders, Jets, and Panthers. And I got to be honest, at home, I can only see us beating the Chargers and the Vikings, man. We always lose to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Packers, no chance in hell. Packers, they always beat us, so it's not happening.
Yeah.
So as far as the Bears, I can see us beating the Bears. Broncos in Mile High, nope, not happening.
No,
Lions, I don't see that either.
No. They get run right over us.
I can see us beating the Raiders and the Jets and the Panthers. I can see those three, yeah. So
Man.
it's a tough schedule, man.
The Raiders got a new coach, right? What they got? Carroll, right? Pete Carroll.
Is Pete Carroll? Oh, is he? I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah.
then in that case, maybe not.
They just need some talent. I mean, they need to stop drafting tight ends. They drafted like 2 tight ends like 2 years in a row.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean it's not gonna be a good season, man. I think we're gonna split with the Eagles and the Commanders. I don't think we're gonna get swept by them, but I think we're gonna get split. So
I think we're gonna get swept by both of them.
oh, you think we're gonna get swept by the Eagles?
Of course, well, I mean, I think Philly, yeah. Washington, they traded for a really good left tackle. You know the Redskins are gonna get a monster running back in the draft, probably more than one. Yeah. Philly's gonna, probably get a safety and a tight end. They need a right guard. They're gonna get it. Like I can see us splitting with the Giants, even, man. I really can. I just
it depends on how the Giants draft for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the Giants draft good, we're screwed.
Well, that's the thing. If they don't get a quarterback, then I think no matter how bad we are, we can beat the Giants. Commanders, I think we'll split. Eagles, I can see us getting swept, but I don't know. Who knows? But
well, they signed Jameis Winston, the Giants.
Yeah,
did they really? Okay.
2 years for $8 million. So I think that they're still in the market for a quarterback.
Yeah. That's true, Nate. They probably will say the Washington stacked.
It's like,
we're gonna have another bad home record, I think, because if we're playing the Chiefs, the Packers, the Vikings, the Chargers, and the Cardinals outside of the NFC teams, it's gonna be bad at home, man. We're not gonna. It's gonna be a bad home record.
Well, last year, didn't we lose every home game?
With the exception of the Thanksgiving Giants, I think. And I think
they were playing the bets too.
What's happening on Censored?
How's it going on Censored?
Y'all must be ready for the views and the clicks and the likes to go up.
Out of here, man.
Is he still in the chat? That Playmaker, whatever? Is he
probably no? What's someone deleted?
Hey, I'd rather speak the truth uncensored than having likes.
Hey man, that dude yesterday made my blood boil, man. Fuck that guy, man.
Hey, listen,
y'all had it rough yesterday. I'm.
What's up, Uncensored? What were you saying, man? Man, I wanted to smack shit out of his ass, man. God damn.
No, at some point in time, when you want to be the loudest one in the room, you're probably the one that's wrong.
That's it. Yeah.
Everybody else can have intelligent conversations and go, "Hey, I understand what you're saying, but this is why you're wrong." A, B, C, D, and they just go off of feelings. The man called Corner a liar.
Yeah,
it had no factual basis to call him a liar.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man. Like, I don't mind someone being a Dak fan if there's a civil conversation and a dialogue behind it. I don't really give a shit. I'll have a dialogue with anybody about it.
Yeah.
But when you're yelling and then interrupting and then there's the other fire alarm and then your arguments are stupid, I have no issue. I have no patience for that kind of shit, man. I swear, if he kept going, I wanted to smack shit out of his ass, man. He was pissing me off so fucking bad.
I mean,
I'm a calm dude, man, but I at a point I was like, what the fuck? Like, he just won't stop. So,
I've just come to realize after, listening to different people talk that there are some people that when they watch football, they see a different game.
They do. Yeah, that's very true.
You're right.
But I've been, how long have I been saying that these people are okay with 400 yards at a loss?
Hey,
over
Slim,
250.
Holy shit! Yeah, that was in Dallas. Yeah,
Slim right there, brother.
yeah, man, that was a while ago, man.
He's a
Holy
baby.
shit.
Oh, when was that?
I was in Dallas,
Earlier
living in
this
Dallas,
season,
so that was a minute ago.
Slim,
Holy
brother,
shit.
That's
been eating
and
in Cali.
like these he's him
It was
and Connor Williams, man.
I always
Non-stop,
cringe
they're
whenever I
committing
see
penalties,
myself on
holding
camera.
non-fucking stop. And I'm like,
he
hey,
always been
if you
cussing.
guys
I've always been cousin. That's the way I talk, but I sometimes cringe when I see my younger self, man. But
This right here, this was it was January 16, 2022.
oh man, yeah. So that was, I think, with the first. That was the 49er first playoff
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like the halftime spiel.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, man, that feels like a long time ago, man. God damn.
Luke, that's how long been.
Yeah, dude, that feels so long ago, man. Holy shit, that's crazy.
2 years.
Oh man,
They do, like they always say, bro. They argue off what they want him to be and what they think he could be.
yeah.
That's what it is.
But he's 9 years in. He is who he is. I
He
don't
is
know.
who he is.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
ain't
when
changed.
they think that he's going to get better.
Technically, he only played 8 years.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Like
Oh my God, bro.
when he said tech, he tried to be a smart ass and get technical, and he was like, technically he played it. I'm like, fucking, like, are you stupid? What does that make sense?
So Tom Brady tore his ACL on opening week 1 year.
Yeah.
Does that year not count now?
Apparently not.
Did he not? So he didn't play 20 years now. He played 19.
That's
Some guy Pollard blew his knee out.
I mean, how many weeks do you have to play before that year don't count? That's
that argument did
You
not
played-
make sense.
You
But
played damn near a quarter of the season, and now all of a sudden now that year don't count.
yeah, and that too. This past season, you realize he was on pace for 17 picks this season. He had 8 picks and he played half the season. Like, he was throwing like 3 picks a game at points.
And then the Dak fans bring up Peyton Manning's bad year.
Yeah, man.
But I'm like, you realize he won a Super Bowl that year too, though, right?
What?
Like,
So
it was his
we talking
last
about
year.
year 17 for Peyton or something like
Yeah,
that?
exactly. It was his
Yeah.
final year in the league.
yeah, his final year in the league.
Yeah, when his arm is shot.
Yeah, well, his neck.
He had the neck injuries and like he was done.
Right.
That was his first last season, right? So
I was gonna
It's
show.
just like Drew Brees said he can't even lift his right arm anymore.
mhm.
I was
like,
gonna show one, Isha, and I ain't even gonna show that one. I ain't gonna do you like that.
But I think he had a bad shoulder, Breeze.
What'd you say, Fifth Man?
I said I was gonna show another clip, but I don't want to do you like that.
Ah, shit. Please.
I just tell you when it was, and you gonna know.
So send it to me, but send it to me in private, man.
It was when you went home and did the thing. When you went back home.
Oh, when I was bald.
I ain't even gonna show it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. It was. We went live. You had your hair was just starting to grow.
Yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah. That was it last year? No, it was the year before that. But, yeah. No, even that feels like a long time ago. So
Yeah, right. And we was on there complaining about the same stuff.
yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, because that still is a pretty big event for people in my culture. So
Yeah.
essentially, so for you guys, I have no problem telling it. It's so essentially, so 2 years ago, there's this event for Indian men. It's called an Upanayam, which is basically like it's a thread ceremony. So like, I have this thing on my body around me. It's a thread, so that's tied around my body. So it's essentially in Indian culture. Essentially, they put it to young men, and it's like the gods blessing kids, like young adults, to like good luck for your career, your life, wedding, whatever. So it's huge. It's a big event. Usually, it's done for kids. I just didn't get it done when I was a kid, so I got it done 2 years ago. And my parents went super hard with it. God bless them. They went super deep with it. And everyone, because we did it in India where all my siblings live and stuff. So all the photographers and my dad went all out for it. He treated it like it was a wedding. So he got photographers. He did all kinds of stuff. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun, like dances and all kinds of stuff. It was super fun. So, but everyone thought that I was getting married. So everyone like when people were dancing and stuff, and the drummers would ask me to dance with my bride. So I'm like, I'm sorry to disappoint, man. But no, it was a big event, and subsequently, like, I don't know whether this is coincidence or like whatever, but immediately after that, I moved out to LA and I got a job in the business. So who knows? I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I just thought about it, so it was crazy. Yeah, I remember I joined the show in Fifth and Corner. We're like, "Yo, man, you look different." It was crazy. It was fun.
Did look different, man.
That feels like so long ago, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
man, a lot has happened since then.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for y'all, man.
Came on my show 5 years ago.
Who is this?
That's
6 years.
the,
That's Gooch.
I was gonna
Oh
say,
shit!
yo, he looks crazy different.
Yeah, he came on 6 years ago. Actually, this was 6 years ago. It was me, him. Who was that? That's Champ. My boy Pat. Y'all don't know Pat.
So that was 6 years. So that was what, 2019?
Maybe so.
Hey, I got a question for y'all, man.
Go
What's
ahead.
up, man?
How long do y'all think Shotty Too Hottie's gonna be a head coach?
2 years.
2 years, I think. I think 2 years.
Yeah,
Safe to
2
say.
years.
You
2
think it's going to be longer, uncensored, shorter? What do you think?
I think he's gonna be. He's tied to Dak.
Yeah,
Dak is
yeah.
calling Dak.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I don't see him head coach in 4 years. No way.
But I don't think Dak's gonna be here for 4
Yeah, me
years because
neither.
you stuck with him the next 2 years, and then you can release him and start to save money on his contract.
Yeah.
I mean that's unless they restructure some shit again and fuck it up. But for the most
Yeah.
part, if they run the contract out the way it's currently structured, you save $10 million in 2027 or 2028 or so one of those years. You can
His
get rid of him.
contract is for 3 more years after this, right? So
Yeah. No, you're never gonna ride it all the way to the end.
yeah.
But like, you don't wish it on anybody. But let's say he does get hurt early in the season, and let's say he misses like 14, 15, like double-digit games.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could really justify bringing a quarterback like that back that is coming off 2 seasons of double-digit,
You
missing
can't
games?
justify it, but it's Jerry Jones.
You're stuck with it because the guaranteed money is if he goes in and his leg literally falls off on week 1, they still have to pay him all the guaranteed money.
Yep.
The guaranteed money, the salary, he's going to take an injury settlement on the salary part, but all that's why the players all want guaranteed money.
Yeah. Right.
They want that security that if I go out here and tear my rotator cuff and can't lift my arm over my head anymore, that I still got that guaranteed income coming in.
Yeah.
Now there's different guarantees. There's roster bonus guarantees and there's signing bonus. The signing bonus money is guaranteed from that moment that he signs that contract. That money is guaranteed to him if the next snap is his last snap.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's roster bonuses where if you make the roster, that's the post June 1 and pre-June 1 cuts. That's where you can play with the roster bonus savings.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But
Gotcha.
but they made all of his signing bonus.
Yeah. But it is like $250 to Jerry. That's like ordering DoorDash for us. That's it. That's
yeah.
Okay, it's a drop in the bucket, but the problem is that you're working under a salary cap.
An umbrella. Yeah.
So if you take that umbrella, like you said, off of the team, Jerry Jones probably goes out and buys, all the high end players. He probably goes out and offer Higgins $30 million a year, and Uchi then go out and stack the deck.
I'm against what Cincy did, and now their defensive end can't find a trade.
They're struggling to pay him. Yeah.
They go.
He can't.
And he's under franchise, if I'm not mistaken, right? They franchise him.
I believe so. Yeah.
Or they're gonna accept they're gonna have no choice and have to accept a 4th round pick, 5th round pick from him. It's like something.
Yeah.
Well, if they applied the franchise tag, you're stuck with it's 2 firsts. If they gave him the exclusive rights franchise tag,
I don't know if they did
because there's 2 different franchise tags. You got the transitional franchise player, which is 1 first and a 3rd, and then you got the exclusive rights one, which is 2 firsts.
No one's giving 2 ones for him.
Nobody's giving 2. I mean, he's a hell of a player, but I don't know if you give up 2.
But to give, the way I look at it is, not only are you giving 2 ones, then you got to give him another $200 million contract. So double whammy.
Yeah.
Sure,
So
yeah.
and the only teams that can afford him are going to be bad teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Because like
against.
if you're going to pay Parsons $40 million, you can't pay Trey Hendrickson.
No, yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what
I
I was
think-
telling everybody about when they wanted Higgins. I'm like, you can't pay CeeDee Lamb and then get a top 3 salary in your second player too.
It doesn't work that way yet. No, for sure.
Yeah, no,
But I'm about to head out.
Yeah, we all about to hit.
yeah.
Oh Lord, that means
I thought you were gonna head out for like
Ought to be
3 or
another
4 more hours.
Oh, not tonight.
Nah, man, another 6-hour show. Fuck that.
I
Well,
was
last night was
surprised
5, I
surprised
think.
y'all got on, man.
I'm gonna tell you why we got on. I was actually going through my old live screen. I told Eshan, I said I only got on because I was going through my old live screen, trying to see if he ever turn his camera on. I was going through old lives trying to look, and I found some good ones, and I was like, man, this made me want to go live for a minute.
Was that the record last night or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 5.5 hours? God,
Last night was 5:26. The one before that was 5:13. Last night was the
Yeah.
record.
Literally the
Okay.
past 3 weeks, I think we've done minimum show is like 4 hours. I think in the past month.
I mean, it was
That's
good
minimum.
practice because the arguments that you had yesterday is the same type of environment you're gonna be in with sports.
Oh,
Junkie
yeah.
and his crew.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They not gonna come in here and tell you Dak stats in a playoff game because that's not it don't support their argument.
Yeah, but guess what? I know all that shit from the bottom from my heart. I know that right here, man.
Yo, I got-
Once
like
the
a flame
topics
again.
are once you guys narrow down the topics,
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna go down a deep dive, and I'm telling you right now, what I'm gonna be able to pull off the dome is gonna kill.
Oh man,
And we doing it, it's this Saturday or the following Saturday?
It's got to be next Saturday. It got to be the following Saturday
I think
for
it's gonna
me.
be the following. Yeah, no, this. Oh, you're gonna. Oh shit! Come on, man. I thought you said you wasn't gonna show
I'm
it, man.
sorry. I'm
Come
sorry.
on, man. Ah, shit. Come on, man.
I got an email today from somebody confidential in the chat, and I got these clips.
Ah,
They-
shit.
So,
Confidential, like we don't know his Nate Dogg.
Right.
yo, brother.
Right under the bus.
Everybody know Nate Dogg the encyclopedia.
Yo, I got some clips. And Eshan sent me some. I'm not gonna say what it is, but Lord have mercy.
I sent him some stuff. I'll send it to both Savage
Yeah,
and
no, it's going to be a repeat.
But
of
trust
last
me, man. When the moment that you see what I put together, I sent it to Fifth.
Bro.
He's done.
Sent me, yo, junkies, bro.
You have no idea what I won't say it on live, but I'll send it to both of you. You guys will know the moment you see it.
Man, he has no idea. Like you said, uncensored. Once we get the topics, that the deep.
It's done. After that point, it's done. See, the thing is, we know our stuff just based off of what it is. When we have to like prepare stuff, no chance.
Y'all, junkie sent me $20 today.
He did. He
Did he use the Cash App that I posted?
No,
he did the Zelle. He did the Zelle.
He said the Zelle.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I sent it back. He was like, "Do what you want with it, but I don't want to hear nothing no more."
Oh god,
I want
That's
to
funny.
send it back to him, but I was like, "No." I'm gonna get it back.
That's funny.
All right, one more topic, then we gone. So
don't make it about Dak because
no,
Yeah, it's just
I'm bullshitting. You know me, but I'm just messing with you, man.
God, no, this. Oh my God, I can't.
No, with Dak, I can't after yesterday's thing. Fuck
And
that.
it's just really a quick question, and I want to know why. Eshan, are you comfortable with Ferguson as a starting tight end?
That's a tricky one for me because I like him, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I think he played bad last year, man. He just was bad. He was bad last year, man. Like, I mean, he played well the year before last, but God, man, you have 500 yards and you don't record a touchdown, and you're the starting tight end. That's a big time red flag for me, man. I gotta be honest. So.
Dang, Mike.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Yo, Nate Dogg, stop calling him that. Y'all got him calling himself that now, bro.
Right. But I think with him this season for me, I think it's a big season for how I will feel about him. You know, I think because if he has another season like he had last year, this year, it's you know what I mean, it's going to be unacceptable because he was awful last year. So I think this is he better show up this season. I mean, not even having 500 yards in the season and not recording a touchdown is for your being the starting tight end is not acceptable. So as far as my confidence level in him, at this point, I would say I'm not completely off. I'm not completely on. I'm on shaky ground with him, is what I would kind of put it as.
Okay. How about you, Jake Ferguson?
So this is my problem with Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
He has had a torn thumb,
Mm.
an arm injury,
Mm.
a pectoral pull, hamstring pull.
Oh,
last
geez.
year MCL sprain,
Ooh.
and a grade 2 concussion.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
now we run off Dak Prescott injury history,
Yeah. No,
and
that's
now we're looking at his. And I think he was limited last year with the MCL sprain,
I'm sorry.
but
Limited.
at some point in time, man, you got to start saying these players that can't stay healthy, the
Yeah.
best ability is availability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm not comfortable with him, just like I'm not comfortable with that.
I
And
like
the primary part is that they're not going to be available for you for the whole season.
at least you.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I agree.
I think of the injuries. Savage, Jake Ferguson, or what's up?
It's a good question because, like, did he regress because of injuries? Did he regress because of no Dak Prescott? But they better make a decision. But honestly, I think regardless, I think this is his last year. I don't see them re-signing him, to be honest with you.
I can see that, yeah.
And let me tell you something. There's like legit a good 10 tight ends in this draft. So what do you do if there's a monster staring you in the face round 3, round 4? I'm just throwing that out there. If you have zero intention of re-signing this kid, are we really going to say, like, Schoolmaker is the guy, the future?
No.
Not in my world.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
So, like, there's legit 10 good tight ends in this draft. So if we can get one round 3, well, we don't have a round 4 pick, but if we trade back or something, I think that has to be a discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean, he's a free agent. Bland's a free agent. I think we'll know a lot about this season, what they're going to do with these guys, but I don't. I mean, watch Bland go off, man. I mean, not Bland, Ferguson. Watch Ferguson go off this year.
I hope he does.
No, well,
Schoolmaker's been in the league 2 years, and he's already had 2 shoulder injuries and a plantar fasciitis.
I didn't know these guys had that. That's crazy. Yeah,
that's what happens when you draft 25-year-old rookies who only look good because they're blocking 19-year-olds in college.
Oh, this is OG rapping. They always got that Rocky 3 background, man.
This is what I mean when we get to talking with Sports Junkie. I'm gonna have everything ready.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
When they talk about a player, I'm gonna have an injury history, everything.
Why would you got a copyright disclaimer on his screen?
And I keep telling him that don't work. That don't stop you because it's AI that's banning his videos.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't work that way. What the hell?
I told him he don't play the audio from his football clips, but I keep telling him you have to flip the video 180 degrees.
Yeah.
In order to play somebody else's video, because otherwise it auto detects the same video.
Yeah. Especially if it's NFL videos. I mean, yeah, you can't do that, man.
And he's playing other YouTube videos in his YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Like this is the easiest way to get caught up.
But know what I don't understand? Perfect example is if you go into YouTube's like rules and regulations, you are not allowed to talk about gambling at all.
All.
Yet there's a million gambling channels. Yet there's other people you'll see that they've had like 300, 400,000 subs and got tossed. Yet there's a million gambling channels, legit.
And they all sponsored by Bet USA.
Yeah. So how do they get away with it? I mean,
I don't know, man. People, I think, have ways to skirt around it. But
Well, I think if you have paid sponsors in your video, I think YouTube doesn't pay you for that video, so YouTube makes their click revenue. You make your paid sponsor revenue, and YouTube makes money off of you.
Yeah,
They're probably okay with that.
Yeah,
I don't know the ins and outs. That's far deeper than I even care to want to even know.
yeah, right. Yeah,
we're gonna get
But
out of
it's all algorithm driven.
not staying long tonight. We finna go.
all right, man.
I don't know when I'll be back live again. Probably this weekend.
Yeah, man. Let's take a solid break, man. We did 2 fucking 5.
Yeah, last night was like
5.5-hour shows, man.
We should do it. We should do a show about the play and go over each player that's still on the team and
Okay.
what they value is.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You know.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. And if we got to get up with Junkie to get these topics down so we can,
organize it up.
Yeah, and then come up with the format for it so that everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
Oh, that's me, brother. All right, y'all.
Take it easy.
Good night, everybody.
All right, y'all.